Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I've had a chat with you. I've been very busy due to several different projects that I've been trying to do. The One of the bookstores here, the largest bookstores in Canada, we are looking towards a book signing day, so I had to have all these promotional things to be set up and ordered and all that. The site is being elaborately added to. Now, my friends and interested subscribers or interested parties around the world could actually go on the site and sign up as an affiliate and market the products and make a commission off of it. It is explained on the system if you go and find the word affiliate and see how it works and if it's something for you to pick up, something for you to enjoy. If you like the books, if you like what you're hearing here, and if you want to maybe possibly market it, so that has been that program has been put together, and the possibility is now there. Now, also the site is going to have capabilities of live talks soon, hopefully, maybe in a few months. And I want to make an announcement that you can watch a live talk with me on Sundays, because there is a wonderful site called The Amazing Things in the World. It's a Facebook page that they have been so kind and due to our mutual interest to help people around the world and their graciousness, they have asked me to have a live talk on that page. That page has got millions of viewers, and for the past few weeks we've been having live talks on Sunday, 8:30 in the morning Pacific Daylight Time, West Coast time in North America, and that may or may not work for you wherever you are. However, we do have that, which is a question and answer period at the end of my talk. So that gives an opportunity for people to get to know me, I get to know them, and so we help people around the world by sharing the video and so on and so forth, and answer some questions. So you can also join us, Amazing Things in the World Facebook page. And I would love for you to constantly check out my Facebook page, fan page as well, Mind That Seeks Truth. And also do visit my site, www.mindthatseekstruth.com, and check out and see what new things are there as we are constantly developing on it. Now, the topic of our discussion today. We have often talked about how we feel after a breakup. And we have discussed that in detail in many different videos. And every single one of those titles can be considered a talk about rejection. But in this session particularly, I would like to title this video, How to Handle Rejections. Breakups, rejections, and why we feel the way we feel. So let's get into it. Get your cup of coffee or tea and let's shoot the breeze. As usual, I don't have any written script, so I would like it this way to be natural, so the flow of it would be easier for me. And if I mess up, I mess up. Who cares? All right. So, rejection. It is interesting to me that every profession that each one of us are involved in the world to make our living, especially in sales, they teach us rejection is just one step closer to the actual achieving our target and our goal. Because the more rejection you hear, the closer you get, the higher the chances would become for you to actually hear a yes. So rejection is not bad, but the way we've been conditioned to think of it is bad. In sales, we say that if you have to hear maybe 10 no until you hear one yes, then that means the more of these no's that you hear, the closer you are. It's a good news. The more you hear no, it's a good news because it means you're closer to that one yes that you're looking for. So every time we get rejected, it's actually a good news, depending on how your point of view is and how you're really looking at the big picture. So getting back to the relationship or the connection of this word to breakups and so on, we need to understand what is rejection connected to, why rejection makes us feel the way we do. And in order to understand that, we got to look back and see how have we been conditioned in relation to this not getting what we want, or not being favored with what we want. So let's go back a little bit. If you notice, ever since we were a child, we've been conditioned to be favored, and we've been conditioned to think that we should be more than what we are. So we've set out to become more than what we are because we felt if we are more, it's better. So then we have always tried to get things, attain things, buy things, acquire things, whether it's a toy or an award in the school or in sporting events, or it's a promotion. Of course, that's money, we all want that. Something that would come to us that we didn't have before. And we call that, when it comes to us, when it's added to us, when we have it, attain it, get it, acquire it, then it's added, which it represents more. And we have been conditioned to think more is good. We must be more. And we have conditioned to think if we do not become more, then we have become less. Is that all how it's been done here? Our world is in here. Whatever we do and how we are affected is how we think. So let's now continue. So therefore, we are conditioned to think we got to be more, and that includes everything that we talked about, and having a girlfriend, or if you're a lady, having a boyfriend, or a partner, whatever your relationship lifestyle is. To be more also includes, I'm just going to talk about one kind of relationship because that's easier for me, otherwise I lose the train of thought. So it's like, as this channel was intended to be for boys, it's like I'm talking to boys. So having a girlfriend is also one of those things that makes us to have attained, to have become more. Now we have something that we didn't have. Now, when she leaves or rejects us or says no, whether we've been together and then she leaves, that's a rejection feeling for you. It's a blessing in most cases, but you don't see it at that moment. You'll see it later. So, or if it's a no to begin with, when you ask a girl for a date and she says no, it doesn't hurt much because you haven't created any history with her, any interaction. There's been no respect for the relationship, no time, no investment on it. So its value is really nominal. So losing it, it doesn't feel like losing it because you never had it. So the beginning rejection of asking for a date, saying no, it's really not hurtful. But what becomes hurtful is when you have been with someone in a relationship and then for one reason or another they leave, they change their mind, they leave, they cheat, they go with somebody else, whatever the reason may be, no longer is with you. That to you represents a deduction. something that was here, had made you, had participated in making you feel more, now is now no longer there, which represent to you a deduction, which means to you, as you've been conditioned, is a less. And that's one part of the pain, one part of why the discomfort is there. The other part why rejection seems, or such an act of leaving or not being with you, represents itself as a rejection, which represents some kind of a, discomfort to you, is because you have interacted with this person, you've come to understanding certain things and experience certain things together, certain emotions, intimacy, feelings, general discussions, topics of discussion in the world, whatever it may be, goals, plannings, sharing time, tea, coffee, conversation, sports activities, and any other activities, travel, whatever plans. All that interaction has created an image of her and you together as one entity, which, because you have accepted her to become part of your entity, your team, which in turn has proven to you that you've accepted her as an intelligent being. Obviously, when someone is with us and agrees with us, that fluffs our feather and we fluffs our ego, and of course to us represents an intelligence of her to have chosen to be with us. That's how the ego plays the part in this. So therefore, knowing and believing that we ourselves are intelligent, if someone comes along on a same road that we are on, we consider her or that friend to be an intelligent entity. Now, if that is your conclusion, and now that person, that girlfriend, that partner leaves, you are now looking at it as an intelligent being has made a decision not to be with you. Now, the weight of this is a lot more than if your bicycle is stolen. Because if your bicycle is stolen, you know that the bicycle has no intelligence. It wasn't an act of an intelligent entity. It was somehow, for some action of some idiot, it's now you're denied from the benefits that the bicycle would give you. So even though it's deducted from you, it's gone, you don't have it anymore, which was making you more when you had your bicycle, now you don't have it, but you don't feel hurt because the action of not having it, having left, is not instigated by an intelligent entity. So this part of the fact that another human being, which you had proven to yourself and accepted her as an intelligent entity, has a big role, plays a big role in the discomfort that you feel, because it makes you feel like because she was in interaction with you and you had good memories and good interaction relationship with her and had accepted her as an intelligent being because you consider yourself intelligent, so she must have been intelligent having been with you, and through time it's been proven to you that that is the image you have given to her as being intelligent. Now therefore this rejection or this having been deducted from you is an act of an intelligent entity, which means has credibility in your mind, which that makes you think there must be something wrong with me, because an intelligent person that I accepted her to be intelligent would not have made this choice if there was nothing wrong with me. Now, let's look at it how it really is. First of all, why is it important? Because that person, that relationship, represented a bunch of things to you. What did it represent? First of all, it represented pleasure. The relationship you had with her was filled with pleasure. Pain maybe as well, but it the intimacy and being together and so on was bringing pleasure to you through that relationship. What else was there? Well, that girlfriend, that relationship was also, as a byproduct, was bringing to you a certain creation of order. Remember we talked about order, that you guys together now, you have created a certain order, certain way of things being the way they are. You have created that order together. Before she was with you, you had a different order. Now that she was with you, you have a different order. Now that she's left, the order is disturbed. So there was an order that you had gotten used to it, and therefore it was pleasurable, and there was an order as a byproduct of the relationship, and there was a mechanical process that is now disturbed. What is mechanical process? We talked about it in the other videos. Mechanical process, like you get up, you go to work, you're part of a group, you're a teacher, or you are a bus driver, or you are a pilot, or you are a doctor, or a lawyer, or you're a realtor, or you're whatever you are, you're an artist. What you were doing and the groups that you were belonging, the actions that you were making, the things that you were doing because of what you were involved in, all that had created a mechanical process. Seeing your girlfriend, saying hello, she goes to work, you text her, you come back, you go to dinner, you got to do certain things, she got to do certain things for you, or together, making things work. These are all mechanical processes that through that mechanical process, mind stays focused on one or several interesting things that of your choosing, and therefore the mind is calm and not agitated, jumping around here and there, because now it's following a certain mechanical processes which brings certain discipline to the mind and focus to the mind, which brings tranquility and relaxation. So pleasurable, the relationship had brought pleasure because of her, and intimacy and friendship and all that, so forth. Then we had certain order, and then we had, through mechanical process, we had calmness of mind and focus of mind. And from this focus of mind, there would be power. You would feel confident and powerful. Why? Because focus is power. A simple example of that, which we've had it in different videos about this particular subject, but I have to amalgamate it in this, is that why focus is power? Well, imagine if you are in the afternoon of a winter day and the sun ray is very weak in the afternoon, but yet when you get a magnifying glass and shine the magnifying glass on a piece of paper, that weak sun ray is focused through the magnifying glass and causes the paper to catch fire. So the focus brought power to catch the paper on fire. However, if you reverse and go to summer, hot summer day, high noon or 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, hot summer day, but if your lens is not a magnifying glass, is a projector lens, as hot as it is the sun, even so, that cannot cause fire on the other side of the projector lens when it's shown on the piece of paper. Why? Because there's no focus there. There's no concentration. So when you focus, concentration, you bring power into the picture. When your mind, through the mechanical process and tranquility of it, is focused, it also gives you confidence and power, as focus and concentration of mind brings tranquility, and tranquility is the natural state of our being, which is translated into a total power, because that's when mind and body is coordinated, and of course the powers that we've talked about in the other videos show itself. Anyhow, meanwhile, back in the ranch, so we have what was it that we had? we have pleasure, we have order, we have mechanical process. Therefore, from it, we have focus and concentration, which brings confidence and power. So, pleasure, order, calmness, power, making it one. So altogether, I believe we had 5 of them. Pleasure, order, mechanical process, that's 3. Then power is 4. There is one more. I can't remember. Wait, let me see if I've written it somewhere. The pleasure, and then order, mechanical. I see. Okay. There's pleasure, there's order, there's mechanical process, then there's power, and the last one is image. Therefore, this whole relationship is represented not in one as being the girlfriend, the partner. There are a lot other things that is inside this relationship that it looks like it's all about this person. And so the rejection and leaving her would make you feel that you're really suffering because she's not there. Not because she's not there, because pleasure of it is not there. The order is no longer the same. The mechanical process is disturbed. The confidence and the power is now gone because the focus is gone. And the image that you had of yourself because of being in that relationship is now changed. So you can see there's so many levels that has been disturbed, and then you feel how you feel, not because just the person has left, because for God's sake, we're not really silly, any one of us. If we really put our good thinking hat on, we can imagine that we really don't want to be with anyone that rejects us. So if that's a person that doesn't want us, you can live with it. But what really bothers you is a bit of it because of the intimacy and the pleasure that comes with that person being in your life. But the rest of it, 4/5 of it, has got nothing to do with her. It has to do with the order, mechanical process that was bringing the calmness in your mind, which would result in psychological security, all these 5 together. So 1/5 of it was her, the intimacy and the pleasure and all. Then it was the order. Then it was the mechanical process, which would bring calmness and focus and power. Then the image, and of course, psychological security, which would be the result of this whole package being together. So really, out of 5 or 6 that we just named that was involved in this relationship, was affecting you, only one has left, which we can live with it, because we never want to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't want to be in a relationship with us. So if she has rejected us, she really hasn't rejected us. She really has rejected her own choice. And really, we say, it's like, what is she really doing? She's defying her own decision, which at one time she was so hot and bothered for. So it's not, we didn't make any mistake. She is now changing her mind, and changing her mind doesn't mean that we have done anything wrong. It means she wasn't stable. She wasn't solid state. She wasn't reliable. She wasn't accountable. She has changed her material process, the neurons, the way she thinks. So it has really nothing to do with you to feel something has been diminished from you. You're just as good as you always were. It is her process of thinking that has lost its focus of the reasoning why and how wonderful it was that she chose you to be together. Now she has changed. So that change, someone who's changed her processing in her mind and therefore her choices, why would you want to be with that someone? So that part is acceptable. It's logical not to be with someone who has changed her ways or her thinking. Why would you? You want to be in a relationship with someone who wants to be in a relationship with you. So if she doesn't, well, that's fine. What really bothers you on top of this part of the intimacy and has to do with her physical being, is all these other things that we talked about. The order, the mechanical process, the focus and power, the image, and the whole package of psychological security, which all of which, 4/5 of it or 5/6 of it, all of which exists in other relationships, can be replaced. The order can be replaced. Whether you are in a relationship right away or not, you will get used to the new order, which is by yourself or by another person, with another person. So that's replaceable. The mechanical process is going to be something even better because you have experience with this one, and you will create a new mechanical process through the things that you with your new partner will put together, or by yourself, the projects that you create for your life, for your daily life, and the goals, you will create a new mechanical process. So that's replaceable, which brings the focus and tranquility in the mind, which brings then the confidence and power. So that's replaceable, which brings the total magical, elusive psychological security that we've been searching for. So that's, again, rebuildable, possible. So really, out of 5 or 6 stuff, only one thing is not replaceable as it was. And we wouldn't want it to be replaced, because as it was is changed and is no longer as what it was that we liked when we got to know this girl or this partner. So we don't want that anyhow. We may get hurt because we've lost that pleasure part of it. We lost that bonding part of it. We lost the fact that we spent time and invested our time in it, and we created a certain image of her and us together. That is something that will be pretty much forgotten given time. I assure you of that. The real main stuff, the majority of the stuff, 4 or 5 other stuff that we talked about, it's easily gonna grow back up with another field, another seed, and it's going to be just blooming and stronger as before. So what is it that really bothers you is the fact that you think all of these that we talked about is only in her. It's all summed up in that pleasure part, in that physical entity that we were with. And it's not true. So what she has done, she hasn't rejected you. She's rejected her own way of thinking. She's no longer there. And everything else that gives you a feeling of stress or lack of psychological security or fear is all going to be replaceable. It is replaceable because before this relationship, you didn't have all these things that we just talked about, these 5 or 6 things, right? But when she came in, you created all that. So which means you created it. It didn't come with her. You created it when you found the right seat for you at the time. So now you can do it again and create all these mechanical process, order, power, focus, and psychological security, the image. All of that can be created again. You just need to find another person, but this time you pick it better. You pick it wiser, because now you're more experienced and you know exactly what to look for and what not to look for. At least that's the name of the game is in life, to learn from what wasn't working. So if you look at the word rejection, you haven't been rejected at all. You've been blessed to know that what was going to break down later on it showed, like the gate showed you, the light came on, says, listen, this one is better go now, because you got to spend your time later with somebody else, and that is going to be lasting longer. So pretty much a rejection is a good thing, because it gives you a heads up that, hey, if there was no rejection, you would have stayed in this relationship longer, and you would have been disappointed when you had spent years of your life in it. Now, at any age, at any time of relationship that this happens, 10 years into it, 5 years into it, 20 years into it, it doesn't matter. It's all going to be understood that what is rejection means is based on the conditioning thinking that you're less if somebody leaves, and then you dissect it and find out really what percentage of all these things had to do with her that I'm feeling. Then we talked about it. You watch this video again, and then you will feel comfortable to understand that you haven't been rejected. You're the solid one. You're the reliable one. You're the one who people will seek and want to find someone like you, who was not the one who, for no reason, broke a relationship. If you've been decent, you've been a good human being, and somebody simply changes their mind, that's because of their material process. All the neurons, all the things simply don't have stability, reliability in following the same process of thinking, and it's changed because of their own shortcomings. So rejection is not really anything bad, and it's got no reflection on you. It has a reflection on them. So please understand that it is not that you've been rejected by a person because that person really had 1/5 or 1/6 of all the other reasons that you're feeling terrible as you do now. And all those can be replaced easily. Patiently you can replace it, and replace it to better quality, and only 1/5 of it is denying you from the certain pleasure that you had, which really you would welcome it if that person is no longer how and who she was, that you loved and loved you. And if she has changed, why would you want to like someone that is no longer the way that she was when you liked her, and that was your taste, and this is not, so she better go. And vice versa on any other type of relationship that you guys have. So pretty much that's what I wanted to talk to you about, and I hope that will give some kind of pondering for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. And be good to yourself and to the others. Life goes on. Life is a river, and you're part of this motion and movement. And go on, explore other things. There's so many wonderful things out there that this not being with someone, or somebody saying no to you, or changing their mind, leaving, is not a rejection. It's just an opening gate for new opportunities for you to find out. And that's how you handle, by understanding what's involved in feeling rejected. Really, who's rejected? You're freed, and she's rejected. That's the end of the game. Talk to you soon, and thank you for watching.